Yo, so I've been playing Titanfall back now religiously for a few weeks, and I realized something. I kind of suck ass. I thought I was doing better than I was, and then I made friends with a few people, and I realized I kind of suck ass. I went on YouTube, started deep diving through a bunch of shit, and came across a bunch of videos and suggestions to help get better. Now, for me, I'm a bit older than I was when I first started playing the game. When I was playing 6 years ago, I felt like I was doing much better than I did now. So I felt very disconnected from it, I guess because I had spent most of the time playing Call of Duty and Warzone for the last like 4 years. So I noticed a huge difference from how I felt playing 6 years ago to how I felt now. Like when I played 6 years ago, I felt very dominant. When I play now, my old hands, sometimes I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side. Yeah, great.
Yeah, so we're just going to go over a few things to help returning players do better now. So first thing I would do is I would hop in and I would just practice wall running. I'll practice wall running over and over and over until I got it down pretty smoothly. What I would aim to do is traverse one part of the map to the other without running into too many roadblocks. If you're a grapple player, you can bypass a lot of this with the slingshot technique. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be the best person to explain it, but you can look that up, Titanfall 2 slingshot. That'll help you a lot, and you can literally just jump the entire map with like a grapple slingshot. But yeah, if you have grapple on, that's your favorite pilot, that's a huge gift from the movement gods. First thing I would suggest is just practice your wall running and getting around the entire map without kind of hindering your movement. Second thing I would suggest is getting familiar with slide hopping. If you have paddles on your controller, that's a huge help for slide hopping, because if you have your controller set to default, your crouch is your O and your jump is your X, and it's very hard to slide hop with the buttons here because you have to take your finger off your directional stick. So a good thing to do is set your crouch and your jump to your back paddles. It would build some momentum running off the wall. You would run off a wall. Once you jump off the wall and you're hitting the ground and you have that momentum, you would hold crouch to enter a slide and then hop, 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 and you would get this thing called a slide hop, and it'll keep that forward momentum to help you cover the ground quicker. But again, you don't want to stay on the ground in Titanfall for too long. Verticality is your friend. But aside from wall running and learning how to slide hop, there's other things you can do. Then you start integrating shooting while you're running. Another thing I would do is I would set a point. Like this is a player, and I would practice wall running and shooting at that point as I'm exiting a wall run or while I'm in wall run, and it would help me snap onto targets. And I will do that over and over and over until I can consistently hit that target. The next thing I would do to help level up my skill is I would get familiar with my favorite guns. For example, I really enjoy using the alternator, so I would practice shooting at the wall, getting familiar with the recoil pattern ADS, and getting familiar with the recoil pattern hip firing. A lot of guns have different hip fire mechanics than other guns, and it's good to get familiar with them. That's why you see a lot of people, when you're playing Titanfall, they just hip fire most of the time. A lot of these guns don't have huge hip fire penalties. The alternator in the car, you can hip fire them, and it's pretty much almost the exact same recoil pattern as if you ADS. So it's very good to get familiar with your favorite guns, understand how their recoil patterns work, and it'll make you a little more effective in those gunfights. Another thing I do to help with my skill is getting familiar with what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. If you're average at moving, you're not the best, maybe grapple's not the best pilot for you. Maybe you want to use something more in the middle, maybe phase shift, so you can wall run, and if you run into trouble, like if someone sees you first, you can phase shift out of danger, maybe run around behind them, or, you know, hang a quick right or a quick left and get out of trouble. Maybe you are very good at moving. Maybe grapple is the guy for you. Maybe you're picking up moving very fast. You know, you're not as old as I am, and your hands aren't as fucking, you know. Maybe your hand-eye coordination is much better. Maybe grapple's the right one for you. Maybe you can't move at all. You're terrible. You can't time the phase shift correctly. AWOL's a good one. You run quickly. You know, you use your little bit of movement skill to get quickly to a certain choke point or location, get a really good angle, drop that wall, and just start spraying from behind the wall.
Stepped into the wrong ring.
You're learning the game very quickly. Stem is another good one. He's like grapple. Like, they're both probably the best ones in terms of movement, and like the better you are as a player, like the more you grow, those are probably the better ones, grapple and stem. I prefer cloak. I enjoy him. Reminds me a lot of Predator. But is he the best? No, he's not. But you can use any pilot you like, you know. People will disagree and be like, nah, bro, movement's the way to go, or no, bro, if you blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that shit. You play how you want to play, and you play what's comfortable to you. If you're very good at movement, you're picking it up really quick, stem and grapple might be the best ones for you. If you can't move very well, maybe phase shift is the best one for you because it gets you out of danger quickly. If you like to be a little more sneaky and go for pilot kills and maybe kind of rodeo titans a bit more, that's something you enjoy, maybe cloak is a better one for you. If you're not very good at movement, you're very stationary, you play more like a sentry, and maybe you just want to hold down a point and just spray and pray, maybe AWOL is a good one for you. That's the cool thing about this game. You can use any pilot or any titan you like, and just make the best of it, and make it good to your playstyle. Then you have your titans. I would probably say S tier titans are Ronin and Monarch. North Star, you can kind of just go over and start sniping people out. Maybe Legion. Maybe Legion's a good one. You just lock down a lane and spray more bullets, and plus he looks super cool. Then you have Scorch, who's more of like an area denial titan. You know, he's more of like a middle of the road. Like, you have to get a little more skill with Scorch, especially since his range is more of an arc shot. You have like your more rangy titans with Legion and Tone. You have your more middle of the road titans, area denial type of thing, with Scorch and Ion. And you have your like S tier guys, who's probably Ronin and Monarch. Tone is very good too at taking out pilots, and he's very safe. You hang back, shoot your tracking dart, particle wall, missile barrage, then you do your missile salvo, you know, as your ultimate. You know, even if you don't like certain titans or certain pilots, understand how they function and understand how to counterplay them and understand how to maximize them if those are the ones you want to play. I hope that helps. It's just a few things I went over that helped me grow in the game, and I hope you can use this to your advantage. I'll try to maybe do a video later on with my favorite titan and my favorite pilot, just to kind of show how I maximize those guys to my playstyle. I'm a cloak. I like cloak. I know people hate on cloak, but I don't give a fuck. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, you know, just get the fuck out of here and go play some Titanfall 2, man. Peace.